Deputies trying to protect people from the fire are also keeping an eye out for looters. Officials say thieves are using back roads and they're cutting down police barricades. All this while crews try to contain the fire burning about 6 miles from the town of Tehique. And that is where we are joined by News 13's Marissa Lucero.
Yeah, Dean, Torrance County Sheriff Heath White says his guys have already arrested 4 people who had no business being behind their roadblocks. Now, the county has the National Guard set up at roadblocks in the area. They also have state police starting to patrol roads off Highway 337 like La Para and Aceves roads, looking for people who might have gotten past them.
We've continued doing active patrols utilizing infrared and night vision to locate any heat signatures of people because this is such a vast area to coverage. So we were able to locate them as they broke our perimeter through cutting fences and other access points.
As for the firefight, we have not seen many airdrops today. Now, fire crews tell us that's because they are fighting and controlling the fire from the ground. The Type 1 management team has split the fire into 2 sections. They say crews are working to lay down strong containment lines and have worked for a good portion of the day to prevent the fire from moving underneath the ground. Fire crews say their main focus right now is putting out hotspots that are popping up in the area. This evening, firefighters will be watching for small isolated areas within those fire lines. They say because of that, it's still not safe for residents to be back in there for good. Now, Sheriff White tells us that they are letting residents come back in if they're checking on livestock or getting a change of clothes or they need more medication, but it all depends how close their homes are to that fire line. Back to you.
All right, Marissa, thanks for that update. Today, Governor Susana Martinez has requested more federal assistance for communities affected by the Doghead Fire.
People to the north and west of the fire are anxious to get back to their homes after days on edge watching the winds. The fire has held off moving toward their neighborhoods, but that doesn't mean they can go home just yet. News 13's Madeline Schmidt is live along Highway 337 south of Tijeras. Madeline?
Yeah, well, Jessica, it's a waiting game for those who live around the roadblock that's just south of us here on Highway 337 at 217. And for the people who have evacuated their homes, they just want to check on their homes. Is this the first time you've come back?
This is the first time to check and see if my house is still standing or not.
Willie Montoya lives about a half-mile south of the roadblock in the evacuation zone, the mandatory evacuation zone along 337. He left his home almost a week ago. He says he can barely sleep at night thinking about it. He's not only worried about the fire coming this way, but about looters. Bernalillo County deputies are working with the National Guard to keep looters at bay, and we're told some people have been run off by law enforcement after they were caught casing homes. Now, while these looters are trying to take advantage of the situation, there are good Samaritans making major donations to the evacuees.
The public has come out by the droves, and it's been super to have that much generosity being poured in.
This donation center is at the public library parking lot in Tijeras. Volunteers are accepting everything from toiletries to water to toys for kids who are displaced. No cash or home-cooked food, though. Evacuees and people who are housing evacuees are welcome to come by and pick up items. Now, as for when people north side of the fire might be able to go back to their homes, it's still unclear at this point. There is another community meeting scheduled for tomorrow in the afternoon, once again at Roosevelt Middle School in Tijeras. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Madeline. We're told that the fire lines created to the north of the fire are being tested today by winds, but the eastern flank of the fire is still the most active.